Hello everybody. Thanks for making me a member of the Alliance to Preserve the Expanded Universe. My name is Scott Ryfun. I wanted to answer a couple of the comments about my book collection, just for the heck of it, that showed up on the Facebook page. I noted somebody said a couple of things. One, that these were not all of them and that I was a wuss for getting paperbacks. And that's probably true, except you didn't notice right here. You see, all of the hardcovers that have ever come out are too deep on the shelves above. All of the audios are upstairs in my media room. Yes, I buy the hardcover, the audio, and the paperback where available. But not just that, but also the book club edition. That's how deep the sickness is. Right here you've got book club editions of things, collected editions of things that were only available in paperback. The only place you can get them in hardback. Enemy Lines from New Jedi Order, Yoda Dark Rendezvous, Young Jedi Knight series bound into 3 volumes, and of course the original stuff. God bless the original stuff. Splinter of the Mind's Eye, Star Wars Revenge. Lost Legacy I don't think was ever released in America in hardcover, but one day, because I know it was released other places. And again, that's another shelf that is, in fact, too deep. There's Bounty Hunter Wars in a hardcover, several of the Legacy of the Force entries. There's the Solo Trilogy by A.C. Crispin, right there. Corellia Trilogy by Roger McBride Allen next to it, and so on and so forth. Then, of course, you've got trade paperbacks of Clone Wars stuff. Again, more book club stuff. This is the those paperbacks by the Davids that came out in '91 right after Heir to the Empire. Borders young adult collection, adaptations of the films. And then, of course, you've got your comics. Those are the trade paperbacks. I also buy all of the individual issues. Hardcover British Annual. Another hardcover British Annual. Paperback American adaptation of Jedi. Then you've got this stuff. Again, more of the comics adaptations. Pop-up books. So Shadows of the Empire stuff. There's Star Wars 2, the neat little paperback that reprints a story that never made it into Marvel Star Wars, but except in Britain, called World of Fire. Volume 1 is over here because I've had to split them up due to space considerations for now. That's one on top there. Then you go down here and you've got lots more. Making ofs, art of, price guides, wildlife, storyboards. This is signed. Complete Vader, myth making. See all the making ofs in there. Mix and match storybook, which is really kind of cool. If you haven't seen that, it's a very, very neat little book. Then you've got Dark Horse. Once they did the trade paperbacks over here, they jumped into the omnibuses of the exact same material. And again, glutton for punishment, I did it. And then when you were talking short story collections, some of the better ones are found right here in the old Star Wars Adventure Journal that were published by the legendary folks at West End Games. Some of these are quite rare. A lot of the stories in here, some of the better stuff wound up in the Tales of the, Tales from the Empire, Tales from the Rebellion collections. And over here you've got some more West End Games material. Plus these are stacks of old Insiders and British Star Wars weeklies. I went on a binge buying a lot of them. You can see right there some cover copy from a British Star Wars weekly. I've probably gotten about 60 or 65 of them, but I do want a full set of them in time, and I will get them. This is 2 rows deep of young adult Star Wars books. The Jedi Apprentice stuff, the Jedi Quest stuff, the Boba Fett stuff, the Legacy of the Force, the Choose Your Own Destiny, the manga, those individual hero novels and not so hero, the photo adaptations, the comic digests. Again, this is also too deep, as you see Galaxy of Fear back there. The encyclopedia is over here. The original, well, not the original encyclopedia, I'm sorry. The first hardcover encyclopedia here, the current volume here, the 3-volume one. None of which, I guess, mean anything at this point, right? George Lucas Creative Impulse, Blueprints, Magic of Myth, the original storybooks, the later storybooks, Got some indie stuff because for me, indie sits just on a half a shelf down. And if you look below the indie omnibuses, you'll see Shadow Dawn, a Willow sequel trilogy of novels by Chris Claremont. Come over here. You got your essential guides, officer entrance exam. Again, essential guides. This is an old Blackthorn comic with a Darth Vader Star Wars 3D ad. Again, role-playing stuff. Boom, boom, boom. Back to the original in 1987 when it came out. I would love to share some history with you guys because I was around throughout the whole kit and caboodle. I was a fan when I was 6 in 1977, and my collecting and fandom never stopped. As you can see, all these DK books, these things, these terrific Star Wars Chronicles books. If you don't have them, try to get them. They're amazing. I think you can get them cheaper than I got them originally. And what else book-wise are we missing? Some pop-up books over here. So I think I'm pretty thorough. I can't tell you I've got 100% of everything ever published on the history of the planet, but you gotta admit, it's pretty darn thorough. And yes, there are hardcovers, and yes, there are even audios, and yes, I have even gone in and subscribed to Audible so I can get the Audible editions of these things as well. It is a sickness, it runs deep, and that's why losing the EU hurts so very, very much. Alright guys, thanks for letting me join your group. Hope you enjoy the tour of my Star Wars bookshelf. Oh, wait. Just so you know, we have a podcast. I think you'll probably enjoy large chunks of it because we do a lot of talking about Star Wars. I personally tend to talk about the EU a good bit. It's called Dinner for Geeks. Dinner number 4 Geeks. You can find it by itself, or you can look under the Two True Freaks network. Anyway, one of the guys on the show is a guy named Ryan Shaw. Now, maybe you've seen this book before. Star Wars, 1,000 collectibles, memorabilia, and stories from a galaxy far, far away by the legendary Steve Sansweet. And if you look back here, and you go into the, where I see Ryan Shaw on page 55, this is my buddy that I podcast with every week as we have dinner. And that's literally what Dinner for Geeks is, by the way. It is a podcast where 4 geeks sit and have dinner. This page right here with the Gargan 3 3/4 figures. Ryan Shaw made the one on the left. That's our guy on Dinner for Geeks. He made that. It made Steve Sansweet's book. He and Steve Sansweet have a pretty decent relationship. Anyway, that's the stuff. I hope you've enjoyed this tour, and I look forward to seeing you guys and interacting with you in the group.